everyone. I'm Ada from Poison Rock, back to my home. So today we are with Kåre from In the Woods. And first of all, Kåre, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good, we can say. Just let's say good. Can't
That's
complain.
good.
It's so now we have it instead of speaking about cast. Now it's time to speak about the band you play in. So In the Woods. Of
Yeah.
course, the first question that I want to ask, which is, as you know, we already did an interview a couple 1 year ago, maybe it was about In the Woods. So I'm gonna
Yeah, I
ask you
think so.
again. I'm gonna ask you again. So how you join In the Woods?
I joined in 2015.
Okay.
I played some cover songs for a small local festival here, and that's how I met Anders Kobro, the drummer. And we just started talking, and suddenly I was at rehearsal.
So basically, it's almost 8 years, something like 8 years that you're in the Woods.
It's turning, yeah, it's seven
It's
seven
a
years
lot,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
So
I was almost shocked when I thought about it myself.
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, basically, like already you're like an old member of the band.
Yeah, yeah, almost.
Yeah, we can say that. So, of course, I want to ask you this because it's more a little bit slash about cast and In the Woods. Did you? I mean, what is the main difference between being in cast and In the Woods?
That's
It was a new
the
one.
main difference. The main difference is cause it's my band.
Mm,
I can do whatever I want.
okay.
I don't have to get we don't have to agree. It's like I'm the boss of In the Woods. It's not like that. We're all equally
Yeah.
part in the band as of now, and yeah, also In the Woods is much bigger than Cos, at least. So
Let's say that. Let's say that cast went really well. Now you are going to release the last album of In the Woods around the 55, the 25th of November, right? It's gonna be
yeah,
released
25th of November. Yeah,
Diversum, yeah.
yeah.
So, but already the first single has been released, the Malevolent God. It's the
That's the
second
second
release,
single.
the second single. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So just let's speak a little bit this first two singles that has been released, and then we go a little bit about speaking about the album.
Yeah.
So just a leave the word to you. What about this new single?
Oh well, the first single we released was a wonderful crisis,
Okay.
which is it's a very catchy song.
Yeah.
It has some melodies to it and different things. So we're really happy with the way it turned out, and it was like it was very well received when you released it. Um, and then the second one, the Malevolent God, it's a more of a heavier song.
Okay.
The first single is a bit, catchy and get
Yeah.
melodies that stuck in your head, and the second one is more, it's more dark and heavy.
More dark and heavy, yeah. And of course, I mean, this is like a kind of prelude. We can say prelude to the album. So we can say that the sound of Diversum is like dark, catchy. How can you describe the sound of the new
Now it's if you can just like when you sit down and listen to the whole album, you go through phases of uh, phases when
Yeah.
like go through periods where there's no hope, but
Okay.
even in the darkest hours, there's a
Yeah.
light somewhere, type of thing.
Yeah, so this basically affected as well, like the right. I mean, I think the lyrics, but as well the riffs and the rhythmic part. I mean, like the
Yeah,
composition as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like it goes from every aspect of
Okay.
it goes with the dark, the light, and how if you think about the situation in our world today, like
Okay.
we just went
Yeah.
through a period of COVID, and now there's a war in Europe, and all these things, and you can hear what kind of influence those things have on musicians and people by this album, I think.
So is not like we can say that the Versum is like a concept album, or because it's
No,
like a
not at all.
journey. Okay,
No,
so it's like
no,
kind of
it's more.
facing like the darkness and
I think
pursuing the light.
yeah, because I think when like one of the most important thing, at least for me, when I listen to music, I don't
Okay.
like if it's a concept album, it's usually like a story that goes through,
Okay.
right? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
different
Exactly.
themes, and it doesn't have those things at all. But like every listener is gonna have a different uh,
Perspective.
interpretation and
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
perspective of the songs and lyrics, and I think that's the
Yeah.
most
Yeah. You're
important
right.
thing. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. And there is some. I mean, I was the songwriting, the topics, the lyrics. What does mainly speak about to? They speak about.
You know, like I've had this discussion with our label chief
Okay.
that I find it so hard to try to describe those the themes and everything, because it's different for every person reading or hearing.
Okay. Okay.
But as I said, it's a lot of, it's dark, but you know, in the end you'll find some light.
Yeah, because because like I was telling you, just even looking at the artwork, you can perceive like a kind of darkness, but as well light. Because
Yeah,
I'm looking at the
exactly.
artwork right now, it's like there is this trees which is really dry, but at the same time with leaves, like blue sky behind.
Yeah,
So
and
at
you're
least
dark.
my interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also the when all hope is lost,
Yeah.
there's still a small thing that can bring it all back. The tulip, the leaf,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So how this last work can sound different if it is different from the previous one?
Yeah, I mean, the music is very different.
Okay,
I think we changed. James Fogerty, the former singer and pop
okay,
songwriter, left, and this album it truly shows what kind of band we are, because
oh,
each musician is playing their parts, and it's a true reflection of who we are as a band,
okay.
and
So
also you can hear that like in the emotions in the song and stuff, that it's very, very painted by all the artists in the band.
so it's like basically gives a light, put a light. I mean the role each one of you plays in the band gives put like say spotlight to each one of you this album. And
Yeah,
in
and,
yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't quite say like that. I mean, it's we don't do our parts or whatever it is to
okay.
shine through. We do to to complete the painting. You know,
Yeah,
if I can
sure.
say it like that. Yeah.
Sure. And just of course, because it's something that, of course, I think that many musicians, while composing your album, of course, because you're in the guitar as guitarist, you're as well involved in the composition a lot. How did you find it? Like, there is some song or some that you find it more, I don't know, I don't want to say more pleasant to record or play it, but maybe that you feel more close to you.
Yeah, well, like I think for me those things comes when it's recorded, when we're
Okay.
playing. Yeah, when you have to really play it 100%, and then you get like a love-hate relationship to the different parts that are being
Yeah.
written and that you have to play, because some of them you feel um, are a true copy of what you think of, like
Okay.
what your mind is, what would play, what place your mind is, your mood, everything. All that is very much reflected, and then you started to think like when you're done, when you listen to it, and when I listen to it,
Yeah.
I can, oh, that's how I felt then, or that's how I
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So basically, if we could describe this like this album like in a word, how, or in a sentence, just doesn't matter. Just how would you describe it?
The album
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
is
Exactly.
it's
Just
actually it's kind of, it kind of says so on the cover. It's diverso,
it's
different.
different from
Yeah,
each everyone
different.
work that in the
Yeah,
booth
yeah.
made it. Yeah.
No, no, that's a part of the band's history and legacy. It's
Yeah.
people tend to forget that almost every album, if you look away from Pure and Seize the Day, which was the two last records, everything was so different. Like each
Yeah.
album sounded like a different band. Well,
Yeah.
mostly was a different like musicians and stuff, but it's like a thing the band has always done. And
Diversum.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, this summer, this year, you as well come back as live on the stage in the last years. So how was
Yeah.
it back and after that fucking lockdown and pandemic, whatever, backing on the stage on the festival, being able again, to play live in front of the audience? How does it felt?
Oh, we did. We started in May in Norway, and that was like, it felt really strange and weird, and we didn't really think much about it until
Yeah,
we went to Poland in September, and we played a festival there, and then we really felt like feeling really nervous and oh, have we forgotten what we do? Like, how do we do this?
like
And
who's the
but
one?
it turned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it was so good, and it was something I missed so much.
Yeah, because as well you played in London, if I'm not wrong, as well. It was a
Yeah,
big
yeah, that was
festival. Yeah,
yeah, it's the same in Poland. We played two festivals, and
yeah.
it was brilliant.
So it's basically you feel the missing of the stage, this year. Like nowadays you're out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, because
Yeah,
when you uh, I know like people that entertain on stage and like
yeah,
actors and musicians, they will know what I mean when I say that as soon as you step out, you
yeah,
leave, you become or at least many of us become different persons, because it's all about getting draining
yeah.
the crowd for energy and consuming it all yourself,
Exactly.
and that was very good to have that person back.
Yeah, but I think that you changed it a little bit. I mean, after before the previous life you did it before all this era we can say started, and today, I mean, like you performed the last live, you feel like you change it as well as musician.
I feel more secure when I'm
Okay.
with my playing. With I think it has to do with that. I played the songs now for since 2015, most of them, and some of
Yeah.
them for like 3 years, 2 years,
Yeah.
a year. But like each time you go on the stage, it feels like 10 rehearsals maybe, because if you make a mistake in front of 5,000 people, you're gonna remember it, right? You're
Yeah.
like, I'm
Well.
not gonna do that next
Yeah.
time,
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
and
And
so
yeah.
you really try to keep those memories of course of the good things and uh, and the bad things
Yeah,
from
of
the
course.
next time.
But well, something like speaking about memories, something I don't know happened something during this live that you like, some good memories or some nice episode that happened during these lives you had the past summer that you want to share.
Uh, uh, I mean, uh, it was just really, really good to go on stage, and
Yeah,
you always find one or two people in the crowd that you get a special contact with for that hour or two, or like
yeah,
an hour and 20 minutes, whatever. So you try to like
yeah.
have a good time. That's because we're not trying to be so dead serious when we're on. We want
Just
to,
to entertain as well, to be
yeah, because
yourself.
Yeah, because a lot of the festivals we play, there's so many of those very serious bands, and we try to try to lighten the mood a bit, but we
Yeah,
have emotional music, so um, but there's so many memories, like from each song at each stage, right?
yeah, like it could be you could really write a memoir, we can say, about each festival, which lives you went. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and of course, I mean, I just always, of course, because the last time we did the interview, I didn't have the chance to ask about that. I mean, I asked, but it never went online. I want to speak about the influences of In the Woods, because we already spoke about your influences mainly during the first interview. So in general, the influences that cannot be just they cannot be just only musical. In general, just influences
Yeah.
about where In the Woods take their inspiration, everything.
Yeah, I mean, like when the band started out in the early 90s and stuff, it was you can hear elements of Bathory and
Yeah,
Pink Floyd,
exactly.
and that's I don't think the band's influence have changed that much, but since members change,
Yeah,
and
as well.
that plays a very big part in the sound of the band.
Yeah,
Um, but it's uh, like I can feel like there's like a difference in the band from when I started
yeah,
till now, because now we have like uh, five very uh, different
so
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
each people bring different influences as well. Yeah.
yeah, and it's very hard to say like one band or two bands, and but
Yeah.
uh,
No, but yeah, of course, I can understand that. So we can say that with this album and with these lives that you perform, basically it's like the strongest, we can say, moment of In the Woods in the career.
there's some there's going to be some disagreements of certain fans of. I mean, the second album they released, Omnio, is a masterpiece. It's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, of course.
But I think um, the mindset the band is in now, everyone's in the band. I think it's never been closer. I
Yeah,
don't think the
that's
band
what
has
is
never been that
important.
big of a
Yeah,
unit. So I
yeah,
think like this coming record, Diversum, is it's probably going to be one of the strongest, if not.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
strong.
and
Yeah.
the oldest fans want no one like it's also separated what people think,
Yeah, it's
right?
always like that. It's always like that even as well for the biggest band. I don't know, Megadeth, Metallica. The new album is
Yeah,
not maybe it's the more mature, but for the fans, the nostalgic fans, they prefer
yeah,
I don't know, the Black Album. It's an example, but it's always like that. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't like Metallica. Don't say it, but yeah, I mean, it's like, but it's as well your work. I mean, it's. I think it's like always the last work. It's what a band musician is like the growth of the musician.
yeah,
So the last one should be like explain and have it inside, like the more deeper than the other, for example, different
definitely. I mean,
meanings.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's like I mentioned earlier too. I think um, this record is impress or a print of how
yeah,
good we are as a band together, because we're not
close.
like before. We had the former singer was he wanted to do so much himself, and then you kind of lose the spirit of the band, which
Yeah,
uh, yeah, we try to take seriously, because if we're gonna play all these songs live, who is better to
yeah,
uh,
exactly.
play the parts that was
Yeah,
played on the album than the guy that played it on the album? I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's as well. It's like a collaboration of everyone. This is a
yeah,
band, man.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's not like X band is in the boot. So each one of you is put something of
yeah,
yourself
yeah,
in the
yeah, exactly.
album. Yeah, yeah. And
it's important. Like, yeah, it's important to have that. I think.
yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah, exactly.
When you buy this record,
Okay.
you listen to it, and you go see us at the concert, it will be the same. Well, almost, but almost. But it's those people that you hear on your stereo that are standing there on that stage, and that's something that's really cool.
Yeah, as well, of course. And of course, you're saying, you have been in the woods since you were saying 2015. So I'm going to ask you just a question about just picking one song before you were in the woods, so the period previously you're joining the band, and a song after that, maybe, I don't know, you like even to just for fun, playing live. Just one and one, so basically 2 songs. Maybe even a song from the last album. It's
yeah, I mean, like the first one, the first song I heard was the opening song on the record Omnio. It's called 299,000. Oh, I'm gonna get so yelled at if I get this wrong. 299,996 kilometers per second. It's the speed of light.
Yeah.
All right. And that song is the original version on that album is so good, and I enjoy playing that song every time we do it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and like newer after I joined.
Yeah.
There's many songs that I like more now because I play them. It's very hard to mention a lot, but like Empty Streets, for example.
Okay.
It's a fun song to play, and it always gets people excited.
Excited, yeah, of course. And of course, like I mentioned before speaking about the current project and and the future lives, because now we can say it finally. I want to ask you about that famous question that everyone asked me, but I started doing before, like about choosing just a name, country, and a lineup of a festival. Being you this time the organizer, so not the opposite.
Yeah.
So you are in charge. What do you do? Where do we settle this festival?
Yeah, sure.
You were advantaged. You were advantaged. So you have the time.
Yeah. I think this is the third time I gotten this question now.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so I'm going to change it up. So I'm going to go play a show in what's the name?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind name. Tropical Island.
Okay,
it's warm. You have a pool with a.
You are the one who likes the warmth. I remember.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have 3 bands only.
Okay, 3 bands, perfect.
Yeah. We're gonna go back in time a little bit.
Okay.
And we're gonna go. We're gonna do Led Zeppelin.
Okay. So 70 moves.
Oh yeah. Then we're gonna get David Bowie in here.
Okay, 80s. And 90s.
70s, 80s. Yeah, exactly. And I want to switch things up a bit, bring in Agalok, because
so basically the completely different genre, completely different moves.
Yeah, so, imagine.
Imagine
being at the beach, sipping a beer, listening to David Bowie, and then it gets dark and you go see Agalok. I'll be amazing.
It's gonna be, of course, one-day festival, basically. So just
but
you have to pick the name as well this time, which is not easy. I know this is new things that I put in for making it harder.
I see.
Didn't have that. Yeah.
I don't know, like names are.
Yeah, it's just since each is different. Like
but it sounds, but it sound probably going to sound like a beach party or something, but like tropical,
tropical vibes, tropical sound, tropical.
Yeah, something like that. Tropical something.
tropical, not even we can say metal because it's just like rock, like a different
Tropical
genre,
music fest. Yeah.
tropical music fest. And but he didn't want to play there with Kåre in the booth, just being
Oh no,
like
no. I'm just
just
gonna drink beer and watch.
I do the fun, the
Yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, and right now, apart this amazing festival that's planned, uh, coming back to be on the band, the mood, so in the reality, basically. What are the current plans of In the Woods about the
Oh,
future, except, of course, the release in the 25th?
yeah. The album, the 25th of November.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna tour Europe in
We
March, April.
gonna be all Europe or just even abroad? I don't know.
No, the Central Europe. Yeah,
Okay, Central Europe. So
yeah,
it's gonna be like a long roll, like basically a long tour.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how much I can say, but probably for 2-3 weeks, most
Okay,
likely.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
after that we hope for some summer festivals, but you know, because
It's
of
too hard. Yeah,
two,
it's
2-3 years, they're all confirmed, most of them. But if
yeah.
if they like the album, maybe you got a chance. So
Yeah, I mean, since you have as well the new album going out, being released, I think, I mean, the festival, it's like they're gonna be in a year, like months, a lot of
yeah,
months. And as well, I mean, a lot of bands as well, they're having new release. So I think that the festival is gonna pick up many bands that have new release as well. Because I saw that as well. There are like, I don't know, the anniversary of that festival, the anniversary of the other
yeah,
festival. I don't know, Metal Days is changing location. So it's like a revolution of this festival, this 2023, which is fucking weird. We said first time 2021, 2022. We're
yeah,
going
yeah. But that's the
crazy.
yeah, you know, and that's one of the problems too, with touring and stuff, because there's so many bands
Yeah,
out playing, so everyone can't come to every concert, unfortunately.
yeah,
So you know, you have to try to think smart about it,
yeah.
and choose
Smarter as
different
well.
times to play. Yeah,
The festival, yeah. But of
yeah,
course, I mean, Europe is big. We have a lot of amazing festival in all of Europe.
yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
Italy as well, we have it as well in Italy, but I mean, in all the world we have it. So I think that as in the booth, Arayopa's cast as well. I mean, how's going
Yeah.
cast? But by the way,
I'm currently writing the next
oh,
album,
really, that's amazing.
so we are, yeah, soon
You
finished with the music.
okay?
Uh,
So it's going really good. But did you plan about? You think about some live cast or something as
I
well?
got I got asked, but I had to
Okay,
decline
okay,
because it's going to be too much work right
yeah.
now. Maybe sometime in the future, but for now, it's
Just in the woods, in the woods, in the woods, in the woods time. I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
deserve it. I mean, we did a first interview speaking about in the woods, and I think that it's time to be on the stage. I really enjoying a little bit
yeah, and
traveling
that's
and the
you know,
contact
it's
with
been
the
so long,
fans.
so yeah,
Yeah,
it's been many years, which feels very weird.
yeah, yeah. But it's gonna be like, I mean, we're coming back slowly to normal, slowly.
Hopefully, you know, that's the problem with now. You never know
Yeah,
what's happening, unfortunately.
but of course, I mean, yes, of course. But I think after all Europe and the world is going through, we can look to the future already a little bit being prepared by now. And anyway, COVID or not COVID, people are going to the concert anyway because now we are tired. Like, and we don't care.
Yeah,
It's a flu. I don't care anymore. Just let's go and have fun. Come on, we can just stay home all years and we will be like a festival from home. Like you play from home, we need to come back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
We definitely do,
yeah,
but you know, like that's why it's so hard too, because everyone uh, are out playing,
yeah.
and people also can't, like, most people can't afford to go to every concert there is, and it's hard times
That's
for
why
every band.
festival it's amazing. That's why the festival exists because you want to
Yeah,
go on festival and you have all the band you like.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, yeah. But of course, it's different because being in a single gig, you have more like intimacy with that band, so you're more connected with the band. You have more time to enjoy the time with the band as well, because but anyway, it's an amazing to see that everything is coming back to normal. And as well, I'm glad that you're out again to play gigs, because I mean, you deserve it. And since we are basically at the end of the interview, just a message to all the fan of In the Woods / Cast.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for checking out this interview, and make sure to check out her channel because they got some good stuff on there. Also, really hope you like the record, and hopefully see you somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, this time we have to meet in some festival. That, of course, because it's gonna be summer, it's gonna be spring, so we're gonna catch up in some city in Europe. It's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I can't wait for spring and summer.
We have a beer on. We have to make a toast. Since
definitely.
2021. Oh my God, we're getting old. Okay, but thank you so much, Kåre. And what can I say? I wanna try to put the interviews the day before the release, so it's gonna be even better. And catch up later soon in these days, in this period, and enjoy this amazing season for me, not for you, but for me, yes.
It gets dark at 4. It's awful.
Yeah, here now, but it's fine. Here, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's still warm here, so it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of warm here. It's like 10 degrees, but it's when I go to work in the morning, it's dark. When I come home, it's dark.
So basically, dark all the time. Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, no.
I mean.
Yeah.
It's gonna be my home soon as well, Norway. And I mean, so I think I'm gonna be happy there. So
yeah. Do we change place?
Yeah, if you want here, you can go to the beach. I'm not kidding. Fucking 28 degrees was this some days ago. Too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah, I know. So thank you so much, and for each fan of In the Woods, I would say as well to check out your project as well. So see you soon then.
Thank you.
Kåre. And
yeah, see you. It's good talking to you again.
As well for me. Enjoy this cold evening.
I'll try my best.
Bye.